This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
The award-winning Lee Pitts Live is brought to you by Hodges University. Build the future you at Hodges University.
Southwest Florida, we're so thrilled to come to you again on this Sunday morning from the Lee County School District. We have a fabulous show in store for you here with these fabulous accommodations. This morning, we get a chance to talk to the Chief Financial Officer for the Lee County School District, Dr. Amy Desamours. We also get a chance to talk to Beatrice Jackie. She's the co-president of the Haitian American Democratic Club of Lee County. And we'll get a chance to talk to Maureen Kober, the District Kinship Director for the Children's Network of Southwest Florida. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live. We'll be right back. Southwest Florida, we are at the Lee County School District, and Lee Pitts Live is so thrilled to be here. The accommodations have just been outstanding, and it's our second tour of duty here. And we're so pleased to introduce to some and present to others and all that other stuff. Dr. Amy Desamours.
Hello.
Good to bump you in again. She's the Chief Financial Officer for the Lee County School District.
Oh, awesome. Welcome to the school district.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that over the years I've had the opportunity to talk to you and build a relationship with you, and I'm just so impressed with you and what you have been able to accomplish as an educator. I see you as a role model, and I don't say this on television. People who watch the show over the years know I don't call people role models, but you're certainly a role model. You're an educator, you're a high achiever academically, you're a high-ranking administrator here in the Lee County School District in a technical field, in accounting, finance. You're African-American, you're female. You just represent the whole melting pot of what I see as achievement, and I just want to congratulate you on everything you've done thus far with your career and with our children.
Oh, well, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Of course, you know, this community is so important to me. I mean, I graduated from here. I grew up here. You know, now I have kids that have either graduated or are still in with Lee County School District, and it's about them and the 92,000 other that we're serving. So I'm proud to be that.
Now, every time I've contacted you or I've contacted somebody to contact you to come out and do speaking or interact with the community, you really embrace that, and you go out and you talk to the kids or community organizations. What about you and your background made you that type of person?
I really do enjoy being around kids, and in this building, I mean, I know I have, you know, a certain talent for numbers, and so I do what I do here in this building. We don't necessarily get to see kids every day like they do out in school, so anytime I can go out and be able to interact one-on-one with kids, it just brings back the whole reason why we're here for the school district doing what we do.
Now, you're dealing with millions of dollars, okay? I want people to understand that, especially the young people. You're dealing with millions of dollars. You have a lot of responsibility, and you're able to manage that process here at the Lee County School District. Tell us about your education background that prepared you for this, where you are, your station in life now.
Absolutely. Well, like I said, I graduated from Lee County School District, product of Riverdale
Public
High School.
school.
Riverdale High School, go Raiders.
Okay.
So, and you know, hey, look, we're public school believers. My father was a lifelong educator, many of those years here in the Lee County School District. So we're believers in public education. And then got my bachelor's and master's degree, both in accounting from the University of Florida, go Gators.
Okay.
And
I won't hold that against you.
and then after I came
Hey, hold on.
That's right, hey, you got the right
You
colors
said
on
go
today.
Gators.
That's right, you got the right colors.
I'm wearing the wrong colors. The U.
Yeah, you got the right colors on today.
But I went to Talladega College.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
all right.
TC, I'm plugging you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And then
Got these Gator colors.
Absolutely.
Damn, Tebow.
And then after I came to work for the school district, I really wanted to learn more about that craft of education itself. So I went back to school to get my doctorate in education.
Okay, so that is fabulous. Now, what are some of the biggest financial situations facing our district right now?
I think the biggest challenge is we have so many needs that our children have. As I mentioned, we have 92,000 kids that we serve in the school district. We are the 9th largest school district in the state, and we're one of the 50th largest in the entire country. And so I know sometimes people think, hey, Lee County, that, we're kind of a smaller community, but we're growing by leaps and bounds.
50th largest in the entire country. That's huge.
It is huge.
Huge,
So,
because we got some serious cities in America.
absolutely,
Go ahead.
absolutely. So we have so many needs that our children have. We're a community of a large community, but also a community of some substantial need. So our children have lots of needs that they come to our schools with, and we want to be able to service all of those needs, but we have limited funding in order to do it with. So having to really outline priorities and make our budget balance is a challenge.
Okay. Now, when you say, well, how do we get to limited amount of money in terms of, is it the tax revenue, is the overhead? Tell like Sesame Street that for us.
Absolutely. Well, it really is the way that we get our funding from the state. Most of our funding comes from property taxes, the property taxes that we pay each year, and then some of that funding comes from state revenue, the money that the government gives us from the state, and a little bit from the federal government as well. But the way that breaks down is most of it, almost all of it, is taxpayer funding. So, of course, when you're talking about that type of funding, that it becomes limited resources because there's only so much of that to go around, and so many agencies that are taxpayer dollars and that our government support.
Now, before we move on from that question, are the same constraints that our district has here in Lee County, are those similar constraints and financial situations facing other districts as well in the state?
Yes, they could be. Now, some states, there are a couple things that really make our situation a little bit more unique. First of all, we're one of the fastest growing communities and one of the fastest growing school districts in the state. We're growing by about 1,500 to 2,000 students a year. So to put that into perspective, if all those kids were in one place, it'd be one school every year that we're growing. And so that growth really kind of compounds the situation of not having the resources to be able to kind of do everything that you want to do for all of the kids that are here.
Overall growth is good, I would think, for any county, but not necessarily good for a district that's not ready for that growth yet. You always have to be projecting out then.
Yes. It's really about planning ahead and trying to make sure that you're balancing that out. Growth is good. We are excited that people are finding this community to be a great place to be, and that people are finding the Lee County School District to be a great place to be. So we welcome all those 2,000 kids, but it does bring its challenges in terms of how we deal with that financially.
And you have to balance your books every year. So how are you dealing with some of those constraints? What are some things you put in place, those budget constraints?
Well, some of the things that we're doing is we have to be very, very clear each year on our priorities. And our superintendent, which I believe you've talked to recently, has outlined his Vision 2020, which basically is his priorities and plans for what our priorities as a school district are going to be and where we concentrate our resources. So being very focused in what you want to do and accomplish each year is important. And then we have a lot of our schools and departments out there really looking to really sharpen the pencil. How can we be more efficient with the funds and the people that we do have, increase our productivity, and stretch that dollar as far as we can?
Right. We did talk to the superintendent last week on this show. What you just said, is that one of the misconceptions or one of the things that people don't understand about the district? What is that thing that most people don't understand about the district as it relates to the budget?
I think one of the biggest challenge or the biggest misconception that people have is, our budget is large. When people hear the number, we have a $1.5 billion budget. Woo! And people think, well, that's plenty of money. How can it not be enough to service the kids that you have? But the rules and regulations that surround the funding that we get are very different and very unique than other organizations or private entities. So lots of rules and regulations, different pots of money, and how each of those pots can be utilized. And when you stretch that over 92,000 students and all of the types of programs that we want to offer for each of them in all of our schools to create that world-class education, and it really does come with a price, but it comes with much benefit if we do it right.
How can the public help the school district in achieving those goals in terms of financial constraints?
Well, we want to really engage our community and really get it galvanized around the school district and the community. we believe, of course, that a solid and a really good educational system is the foundation for a good community. And we're helping not only our community, but wherever our kids may go, if we can really support our school district and provide a world-class education for all kids. We believe that all of our kids can learn, and when they come out of here, we want them ready to be productive in society. So we're doing our best to engage our community by having community groups, a superintendent's roundtable that focuses on financial issues, our board advisory committees. We're encouraging our community in whatever way we can to say, hey, support us, because when you support our school district, when we all support our school district, all of us benefit the entire community.
Now, if I were a genie and I could grant you one wish for the district as it relates to the budget and bottom line, what would that wish be? I'm going to grant you this wish.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I have to say.
You got to start off saying, Lee, I wish.
Okay, Lee, I wish. I'm going to rub the, right? Okay. So I wish that we had a community that was completely and totally engaged in and galvanized around the school district, because I truly do believe that that's the key. I know that in the financial area, when we talk about the bottom line, it's about the number. And it is, but with the school district, that bottom line for us is about the kids that we're serving. And so if we can get that, if we can all work together in the community, engaged in the school district and engaged in the future of our kids, only good things can happen. So that would be my wish.
Okay, well, I'm going to do my part to grant that wish. I will commit myself to doing that part. And everybody out there in television land, I hope you will as well. And of course, people who are seeing us on social media, you can do the same. Dr. Desamours, has been a plumb pleasing pleasure and a privilege.
Anytime. You should invite me back more often.
Okay. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like Dr. Amy Desamours of the Lee County School District, who are doing it. The Chief Financial Officer. We'll be right back.